Good day, viewers. You're welcome to my YouTube channel, Maths with Adevic. My name is Victor Adewale Adeleke. If you are yet to subscribe to my YouTube channel, do well to subscribe, like, and share. It is very important so that when next I post materials like this, you will always get notified. Now, in response to one of my Reels video, the short video that I posted recently about square root and cubic root of equations, I was talking about tricks. I was giving several tricks on how to solve those questions, and a lot of persons were commenting in the comment section talking about how can we use this method. Does it apply to, is it applicable to whole numbers, stuff like that? So I said no problem. I said I promised to create a video that will give a solution to all whole numbers, the square root. So this is what we have here. It is very simple. It is not difficult. I know that many of us minds have clicked on this because of the square root of 5, which I highlighted, but no problem. In time, we'll find the solution to the square root of 5. Now, let's quickly solve this question. We have 6,048. How are we going to find the square root of this number? It is very simple. Just understand the rudiments, the preliminary, and the method of application. Now, let's see what we can do. Now, first of all, what you must note in this method I'm about to teach is that you must understand that numbers are grouped in pairs. They are grouped in pairs. So this number, this is 60. This is already in pair, two numbers together, which are tens. You can call them tens. While this 48 also is another tens, which is in pairs to two numbers together, two units making up a tens or a pair. So what do we do? Let's see what we can do to simplify and find the square root of this number. Very simple. The first thing you should understand is that we have some numbers that are perfect, that when you square root them, you can have answers. For example, square root of 1 is 1, square root of 4 is 2, square root of 9 is 3, square root of 16 is 4, like that, and so on and so forth. So, but in this place, we have 60 here. Now, if you are very familiar with your multiples, you will know that 7 times 7 will give me 49, while 8 times 8 will give me 64, which is already more than 60. So we are going to take what is close to the number 60. And what is that? That is 7. So we are going to put our 7. Now 7, you are dropping your 7 also. 7 times 7 is going to give me my 49. I will subtract that. Now when we subtract that, you have 6 gives 1 to 0 becomes 10. 10 minus 9, you have 1. Here remaining 5. 5 minus 4, you have 1. Now what did I say? You are dropping in pairs. So it becomes 48. You don't just drop 1 like the normal divisions, no. But you are going to drop in what? In pairs, like I explained. So what do you do from here? Mind and note. This is 7, so you are going to add it together. 7 plus 7, you have 14. So now the next thing, this is a very crucial part of this analyze this method of solving this particular problem. You have to be very, very careful here, because what are we going to do? This is 14. What are we going to merge? Don't say add. What are we going to merge with 14 multiplied by that same number to get this 1,148 or something close to, if it is not a perfect number, because this 6,048 is a perfect number that can be squared to get a perfect answer. So what do we do now? Now this is 14. Now if you consider, if you understand your multiples, if you are adding, let me explain the methodology of merging that I'm talking about. If you are adding 3 to this number, it becomes 143. If you are merging, sorry, if you are merging 3 to this number, it becomes 143. So 143 times 3 is what you put the 3 there, and your number, you drop it. But in this case now, we are looking for a number that will give us something close to 1,148 or 1,148 directly. And we have a number like that. If you check your multiples, you have that you had your 8. If you merge your 8, I don't call it add, because if you call it add, it's a wrong statement. So you are merging your 8 to this, and because you merged 8, you're going to put your 8 here. So 148 times 8, it perfectly worked out, and we got 1,148. And when you subtract that, you have all zeros. So which means that what? That this number 6,048, if you square root it, you have 78 as the answer. Perfect. Now let's see if it applies to this place. Remember, it works in pairs, like I explained earlier. But if you are to apply that statement here, if you had in pairs, if you put 2 here, you see you already have a problem with a 9. Because if you take your first pair, which is 2, then this is a 9 here. If you take, there's no other pair that you can add here. So what do we do? Just note, you cannot add 0 to this place, because if you add a 0 to this number, you have automatically changed the number to become 7,290. So it's not going to work that way. So what do? We have to add a 0, or merge, sorry, a 0 to the very beginning of the question. we're going to merge 0 there, and we have 0729, which still stands as what? 729. So you are taking your pairs like this. So we are first of all going to deal with the number 7. Now what do? We are going to puzzle out what is that number that when I multiplied the same number I multiplied by itself, I'm going to get something close to 7. If you say to 1 times 1, you have 1, 2 times 2, you have 4, 3 times 3, you have 9, which is already more than 7. So we need something close to it. We're going to pick 2 times 2. So you drop your 2 and you put 2 there. 2 times 2, you have 4. Subtract this number, you have 3. Don't forget you drop in pairs, 29. Now this 2, you add it to itself. 2 plus 2, like I said, not 2 times 2. This is a very confusing part of it. You must understand it so that you don't miss it when you find a complex question. So 2 plus 2, you have 4. You have 4. So what is that number that will be merged to 4 multiplied by that number, which the new number that was merged to 4, everything becomes a new number. So if you had 2, becomes 42 times 2. If I had 3, if I merge 3, it becomes 43 times 3. If I merge 6, it becomes 46 times 6. If I merge 7, it becomes 47 times 7. Mind you, you cannot merge 10 because that's another new number entirely. So you can only merge up to 9. If it gets to 9 and it's still not up to the number, you have to take it like that, 9. Why am I giving this information? In case you want to try other numbers yourself, this is a perfect system of operation. Just understand it and you are done. So what do? The only number, if you understand your multiples, is 47. So if I say 47 times 7, so don't forget I will drop my 7. 47 times 7, I'm going to get 329. Then you subtract it, you have that. So you have successfully gotten the value or the square root of 729, which is 27. So let's try this other number, which is the bone of contention, the one we've been waiting for. And it is still very simple. Just understand the rudiments, the rule of operation and all that, and the answer comes out as a pack of cards. Now, one thing you must notice that there's a decimal point here. There's a decimal point here, and 0 continues. 0 continues till infinity. We already know that it does not change the value because it's after the decimal point. So this is 5.0 to infinity, it still remains 5. So what do? We don't forget it must be in pairs. Just to make sure we are following the system of operation, you have to put your 0 there. So what do we have here? We are taking them in pairs now. So what is that number that will multiply 2 times that will give me 5 on the dot? There's no number of such if you take your time to think about that. 2 times 2 is already 4. 3 times 3 is already 9, which is already more than 5. So we're going to take 2, just like we did take 2 from this place. So you are taking 2, then you drop your 2 as usual. 2 times 2, you have 4. You subtract 5 minus 4, you have 1. Don't forget you are dropping 2 zeros. Then 2 plus 2, you have your 4. I've already explained that. That's why I'm in a hurry solving it. So if you really understand it, you don't need to waste your time doing these things. Just know what to do and you are done with what you are solving. So we have your 4. Now once you've had your 4, now don't forget you have these 2 zeros you added to this place is after the decimal point. So we almost missed that. You must add your decimal point because it was after the decimal point we took 2 zeros. So you must put your decimal point to show that yes, you are working with the numbers after the decimal point. So you have this 100 now. So what am I going to add here? What am I going to match, sorry, to this 4 that will make a new number multiplied by that number, and I will get something close to 100. If you try 44, you get something more than 100. So the number we choose to try, the number that we always and only go is 43. So 43 times 3, let's check that what that to be. 43 times 3, you have your 3 times 3, you have 6. Then 3 times 4, you have your 12. Okay, we can see now that it's not going. Perfect. It's not going. So it means that we cannot pick this number because it's already more than 100. So what do? It means 3 will not work for it. So what number are we going to take now? Let's try our 2. So 42 times 2. What do? 2 times 2, we have 4. 2 times 4, we have 8. So we have 84. It's a number now. So what do? You put your 2 here. So 42 times 2, you have 84. Subtract it. You have 6. Yeah, 10 minus, sorry, this is already 9. 9 minus 8, you have 1. So you had your 2 new zeros to hit. Now 42. Now watch this place perfectly because I don't think we got to this extent while we were solving this 2. So 42 plus the same 2. Yes, 42 plus 2, we are going to get a new number 44. So what number are we going to merge with 44 multiplied with the number that will give me something close to 1600? If you check your multiplication, you find that we only have 3. So 400, the new number becomes 443. So 443 times 3, 443 times 3. Let's quickly do that here. Let's quickly do that here. Now we have 3 times 3, we have our 9. 3 times 4, we have 12. Put down to carry 1. 3 times 4, 12 plus that 1, 13. You drop your 13. So we have a new number, 1329. So you are going to add your number, put the number there. So 443 times that 3, you have 1329. Subtract it, you have a new number. We have 1 here. Here we have 9 already. 9 minus 2, you have your 7. Yes, remaining 5. 5 minus 3, you have your 2. Then 1 minus 1 is 0. So it's just like this. So the number continues. This is an approximate value for the square root of 5. If you continue like this, you are going to get all the decimal numbers that continue. Because this is a recurring decimal number, it continues till infinity. So if you continue like that, you are going to get all the numbers depending on the numbers, the accuracy you are looking for. You can just keep on adding, keep on solving, and you get all the numbers. Now, this thing takes a little time. It takes time to understand, but I bet you, if you take your time and puzzle it out, study it, go with my examples. If there are questions, drop it in the comment sections. You will just get over it and it becomes very simple for you. If you are yet to subscribe to my YouTube channel, do well to subscribe, like, and share. It is very important so that whenever I post helpful materials like this, you will always get notified. Thank you.